Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, and Chapter 1, The Battle Begins! I am Wishblade, and oh my goodness, we are at the Mercenary Fort! And there are some other people we haven't seen before! A guy on a horse, a blue person, and some kids, I guess? Hello there! This is Titania, Grail's second in command. Indeed it is! I am very excited. Alright, that sounds good. Oh. Damn it, Ike. Your first day on the job and you're already late. That is unacceptable. Yes, you must, otherwise it could be the difference between life and death. Yes, what is the first job? I would very much like to know. Okay, fair enough. I guess we'll wait outside. But we, as people watching, and me, the Wishblade, we get to see what's going on. So what is this job about? Bandits. That's a good way to start things off. Fighting bandits. The best way of doing things. Oh dear. Are we gonna liberate the village from the bandits? That sounds like a very good idea. Alright, so nothing too major, just simple bandits. Oscar, who's Oscar? We know Boyd, but who's Oscar? I'm sure we'll find out. Brothers? Alright. So apparently there are some brothers around here. And then there's someone named Shinon and Gotri. We haven't met those yet, but I'm sure we will, eventually. Ooh! So Ike is coming along to save the village! Under Titania's command. Alright, are we ready to go, Ike? Yay! Heroic music! Let's do this! Leroy Jenkins! And this is Oscar, Boyd's older brother. I'm fairly certain he's older, yeah. Indeed, well, it's good timing, because we are going out on an adventure! Not really, we're going out on a mission! That's what we're doing! And yes, that's how you can tell that Oscar and Boyd are related. They both have green hair. Different shades of green, but still. What? Why is that a surprise? Boyd's always, always ready for action. Uh-huh. Of course you have to be. Yes, of course. Well, then it's a good thing we have you around now, ain't it, Boyd? Campaign? I'm not sure. Is it a campaign? I thought it's just more like a mission. And no, I don't think Ike is very nervous. Okay, maybe he was a little bit. Me? I'm terrified because I have more things to talk about, more explanations to do. Oh well. We'll figure it out. I'm a casual scrub. It's fine. Yeah! You are not alone out there. Come everyone, let us go. Goodbye, Mist and other boy thing with a blue shirt. Well, this place looks nice. Oh dear, so many enemies. Now there's not just one. They are 7! That's a lot. Yeah! Alright, you do that, Titania. Let's get pumped. Aha! Alright, so that's what we're gonna do. Yes, we are. That is us. We now have 4 units instead of just 1. That's a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna have to talk about all of those. Maybe I don't have to, but I kinda wanna talk about new units whenever I get them. So, who knows how long this episode is gonna drag out, because I'm gonna be talking about all those characters. Alright, so take out the big guy on the red flashing square, and take that building. I like the sound of that. I can do this. Oh really? Can you now? What kind of tips? Yes? Yeah, that's a good idea. Do not just rush in and get surrounded. That's a bad idea. Make sure you know where the enemies are gonna go and place yourselves appropriately. Also, rely on your allies. Yes, indeed. You shouldn't just have one unit go in there and try to take out everything unless you're doing an Ike challenge. That is a thing. That is a thing. Some people playing through this game just using Ike alone. You can do it. Me? Nope. I like to play it just normally. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, I'll do that, Boyd. Sure, I kicked your ass before, but you were using discipline, so... Yes, enough chit-chat. Let's do this! Player phase! Now here, there's gonna be 2 tutorials, but I'm gonna skip the second one, because there's a certain thing that happens if you do so. But this one right here is gonna tell you about a certain thing with weapons called the weapon triangle. And that was the thing in the last episode with the green arrow, the red arrow, with the trainer and the practice axe. The weapon triangle is basically some weapons are better than others. Like here, axes are good against lances, but they're not good against swords. Lances are good against swords, but not against axes. Oh, sorry, I skipped that a little bit, whatever. And swords are good against axes, but not so good against lances. Now how does that translate to any gameplay thing? Yes, it does. Say you are using a sword, and you're gonna fight an axe user. You will get 1 more might or attack power, and 10% more hit rate. While the axe user is gonna have -1 might, and -10% hit rate. So yeah, it's a good idea if you're going to, say, fight that guy that's over there. You can see right there on the board right now. He would be best fought with Ike, because Ike has a sword. If you used Boyd, then that would be alright, no benefits, it's okay. And this is the one I'm gonna skip, like so. And obviously Oscar, using a lance, would not be as effective against this bandit. So, the tutorial that we just got, or we would have gotten there, is something about these houses, where you can see there's an open door and everything. And, well, let's just show that off, yeah. Actually, one thing I'm gonna do is just this. I'll talk about why I did that in a moment. But, if you go over to a house where there's an open door, you can visit it and have a little bit of dialogue, and sometimes you get an item. Yes, we are indeed the mercenaries. Have you now? Well, that's good. Oh, a weapon, eh? That sounds nice. What kind of weapon is it? Isn't it an awesome weapon? Maybe we will. And we get a steel sword. That's very useful. And Titania, right here, maybe it's gonna seem like a really bad idea, but I'm gonna place her up here with no weapon equipped. Now, well, darn. Okay, so the thing that I talked about by skipping that tutorial, maybe that's only in the North American version, but if you skip that second tutorial, Ike would then get 4 iron swords. Not just 1, he'd have 4. So that's kind of helpful, but apparently this doesn't happen here in the PAL version, European, so whatever. But now we're gonna talk about some units. So how about we talk about Titania? Titania is a level 1 paladin, and you might notice her stats are a bit higher compared to Ike. So what's that all about? Well, the paladin is what is known as a promoted unit. Once you get to level 20 and then gain another level, your character will promote into something else. So a paladin, for example. Or you can use a certain item once you get to level 10, but I prefer to get as many levels as I can because that means more stats. But Titania is a paladin, a horse riding unit with a steel axe, an iron axe, and a vulnerary to start things off. And she has 9 movement. Mounted units are, they can move around a lot. She also has a weapon level of C in lances, A in axes, and she has a skill counter. Many skills, they have a certain activation percentage. Now counter, the way that activates is her skill divided by 2. So her skill right now is 13. That would mean her rate of activating counter is gonna be 6, because 0.5s are usually rounded down, so either it's 6 or 7, I can't exactly remember. But what does counter do? Basically, what you'd imagine counter would do, when you take damage, if counter activates, 50% of that damage taken is gonna be reflected back at the enemy. Also an important thing to note about a paladin and horse units and such, her build is 8, but then there are these other things, armor and a horse, and then her weight becomes 31, because a horse weighs a lot. So maybe she's a wonderful young woman. She doesn't weigh that much. But with an added horse and some armor, it's a bit higher than that. But high weight can be a good thing sometimes. And is there anything I really need to talk more about here with her? Nah, I don't need to mention her affinity or anything. So it's all good. That is Titania. And because she's a promoted unit, she's actually gonna get less experience by fighting non-promoted units. Therefore, I don't really want her to attack or kill anything unless I really have to. So I unequip her weapon so she can be a decoy. And when she doesn't have a weapon, enemies are more likely to go and attack her. And, well, then I can keep my other units safe. Now let's see what are we gonna do here. Well, there is this guy up here. So how about we send Ike up here with an iron sword, and let's just try attack him. And we can attack double. So that's the thing, because we're much faster than him. We get to do a double attack. I'll talk more about that at some other point. And yeah, that was my controller. I'll also mention that at some point. But right here, let's attack. 100% chance to hit. 2 attacks of 7 damage. And oh well, he hit me, but it's okay. Now, attack speed. Let's see if I can remember that right. Attack speed is determined obviously by speed primarily. So Ike's speed is 7, and this guy's is 3. If your speed is 4 higher than an opponent, so right here it's obviously just 4. 3, well, 7 minus 3, that's 4, so there you go. He can attack double that way. There's other things that determine your attack speed with your strength and your weapon of choice, but we can talk about that some other time. Right now, let's see, I don't want to use the lance against the axe, so how about we have Boyd go over here and do a little bit of attacking. And that's a lot of damage, 11, but not the best, you know, hit rate. But let's see what happens. Also, now he has 30 health instead of 18 in the prologue, so yeah. And there you go. A wee little miss. It's always wonderful when the enemies don't hit you. And let's see, what do I want to do? Now this thing I just did here, if your cursor, or whatever you want to call it, is above an enemy, then you can press A, and then this will be revealed. This is where, then you can see, this entire area is where this guy can effectively go and attack someone. Now, if you hover over them, you can see his movement and the orange squares where he can attack. But this can be very nice to just activate this on a bunch of units, so you know this area is not... you aren't safe in this area. But let's have Oscar go and attack maybe this guy, see if we can possibly defeat him. Let's see what happens. Another double attack. Let's give it a shot. And he has 3% chance of crit. And the screen was a bit weird right there for a moment. Oh, he missed. Oh, that's too bad. But it's okay. We'll manage. Now, obviously, with all of my units over and done with, we now move to the player phase. And hello there, Sawana, the boss of this weird little chapter. Yes, it is kind of an army. A little tiny army, but it's okay. Yes, indeed we are. And yes, they have. And we are going to take you out. Oh, don't hurt them. That's not nice of you. Why do you do this? Oh, that is kind of true. So maybe you should kill us. Now, sometimes a little dialogue happens between different phases or when you get to certain turns. And here we'll also get to see a certain something with this guy right here, which is a brigand. I'm fairly certain that's what they're called, not bandit, but brigand as their class. And they have a certain mechanic to them. A wee little certain mechanic to them that they can do. They can go to houses with open doors and destroy them. Now that house you can't get to at all, so that's too bad. Also different battle music, depending on either player turn or player phase or enemy phase. So there you go. And he's not gonna go for Titania, so I guess probably he will be getting a kill. Hey, and a miss. Even better. Awesome. Now let's see what that the sword user that's over on the left is going to do. And level 3. Magic. Not so helpful. Speed, alright. Resistance, meh. Not the most amazing level up so far on Ike. It's a bit sad, but I'm sure it'll go much smoother at some other point. And there you go. Also, that's something they'll do. Even if they don't deal any damage at all to a unit, they still might attack. Now, Titania was a paladin, so let's have a look at the other horseback riding person, Oscar. Oscar is a lance knight, which is the non-promoted version of a paladin, so whenever Oscar promotes with either the item after level 10 or when he gets past level 20, he can become a paladin. And he right now has an iron lance, a vulnerary, and a paladin band. I'll go over the paladin band in a moment, just a moment. And weapon level of C, and again he also has a horse and everything, so his weight is kinda high. No skills, and one less movement. Usually, actually, yes, every single time, whenever you promote, you get a bit more in basically every stat, except luck, I think, and you also get some more constitution, or build, and movement speed. And this paladin band, this is something you only get when you've completed the game once, and if you equip this on any unit, it doesn't have to be a lance knight or paladin, it could be Boyd if you wanted to, but if you equip this, your growth rates in those percentages are gonna be a little different. They are gonna get a 5, with this one particular, you're gonna get a 5% boost to HP and speed. So, if you want some more HP and speed, then you can equip the Paladin Band. But, not gonna mess around with that right now. Instead, we are going to have Titania go over here and visit before that guy destroys the house, because we would not want that at all. Hello there, young lady. Do you also have an item for me? Something I can use to defend you and everything? I will save your village, yes. Oh, what is it? What is it? Something awesome? It may be. A Seraph Robe. Now that's a special item. That is a stat boosting item that you can use on anyone, whoever you want to. And this one will increase your maximum HP by 7. So, if you want some weak unit with low HP to get some more HP, to make them more survivable or something, then that's something you can do. Me, I'm terrible with stat boosting items, so, well, we'll see how that goes at some point. Now let's see how Oscar does against this guy. Nah, you can't kill him, but we can weaken him a bit, so how about Ike? You try to weaken this guy, and we don't have a double attack. And sadly we can't deal quite enough damage, but we'll still attack. Now this guy, a sword-using person, he's not a ranger like Ike. This guy is a myrmidon. We'll get into some of those eventually. And I didn't really mention what rangers were. Ike is just a standard sword user, nothing really special about him. Other than, of course, he's the main protagonist and everything, but there you go. Ike is just a sword user, nothing else really to it. A bit wonderful and just overall kind of average, I think. Maybe. Oh, let's take this guy out. Die, you fiend! Yeah! Awesome! And maybe that is gonna give us a level up? Maybe? No, we're far from that. Okay. Now, right. Alright, let's see. We're gonna have Oscar do a little bit of damage to this guy. Only 1 damage if he manages to hit. The enemy towards Oscar. There you go. Voila. So that guy's probably going to die in a moment. And I kinda think I want to lure down some of these. You can still press the Y button to look at these guys, check their equipment and such. Actually, this is very important. This iron sword is marked with red. That means it's a dropped item. When we beat that guy, we're gonna get his iron sword. So that's nice and everything. But yeah, his movement is 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll go down here, so I'll place Oscar here, so that I might lure him down and weaken him a bit. So let's see what happens. Oh, a little bit more dialogue, but that's okay. Yes, it is total, and that's not very nice, you know. Uh-oh. Well, you're not gonna smash any mercenaries, I won't let you. Instead, I'll let Ike kill this guy. Also, I should probably heal, yeah. I need to heal with Ike after this, before I get reckless and cocky or something, and end up getting him killed. We don't want that. Now, I didn't really mention the, how much I like to use these characters, like, because you can't really use every single character to full potential and everything. So, you have to make some choices whether you want to actually use these characters at all, or you want to use them all the way through the game, and eventually using them at the final chapter and everything. But yeah, Titania, she's alright. I've used her sometimes, but I prefer leveling someone from way down, like start from scratch and level them up rather than use someone that's already promoted. Also because, yes, she doesn't get as much experience. It feels a little tedious in my opinion. Oscar, however, I like him. He's a really good, well-balanced unit. He has some good speed, some good skill. I like him. He's pretty good. Ike, obviously you have to use. And then there's this guy right down here. Boyd. Boyd is a fighter. And that is a axe user. Usually high HP. Great physical strength. But maybe not the best defenses and the best speed and such. But he can be very powerful. And he has an iron axe, a vulnerary, and a fighter band. Fighter band increases the growth rates again 5% for HP and 5% for strength, which makes sense for a fighter. He also has a D level in axes for his weapon, and he has the Tempest skill. Now the Tempest skill doubles biorhythm effects. Now what the hell is biorhythm? Biorhythm is that thing. And for the longest time I haven't really gotten into what the hell that was, but I've done my research now, and it's not that important, I think. But biorhythm is gonna go in that wonderful wavy line, and sometimes it's up high, sometimes it's low, and when it's up high, you get a few bonuses. In the middle, nothing, and when it's way down low, you get some penalties. So, what bonuses and penalties are these? Well, if you are from top to bottom, if you are at the second line, if that yellow wee little square thing is on the second line or above that, you get +5 hit rate and avoid. If it's between the second and the fourth line, then you don't get anything, and if it's at the fourth line or below the fourth line, then you get -5 hit and 5 avoidance. And since he has Tempest, which doubles the biorhythm effects, that is then gonna be 10 hit, 10 avoidance, or -10, -10 avoidance. Usually I haven't really cared much about biorhythm, but it's there, so now you know. And anything else we need to mention about him? Not really. Not really. It's fine. So how about we just send him up here and start assisting all the people. And I believe, yeah, I want to take this guy out, I think. Actually, Oscar, you can just sit right here for a bit and attack. Now, since I'm using Titania as a decoy, maybe once I get out of this fight, I should go into the options menu and change a few things, because it's maybe a bit boring to look at that fight where it doesn't really do anything, because I won't let her. So I can go into animations, and if I wanted to, I could just turn them off, or the animation screen, they're still gonna do a little bit of attacking each other, but if I choose off, I'm not gonna go into the battle scene and everything. Or I could go for individual and turn it off for Titania, because there's not gonna be much interest, unlike with Ike, Oscar, and Boyd, where they're still gonna be doing some proper fighting, so it's okay. And Ike, you can go a little bit higher, use a vulnerary to heal yourself, and then it all will be good. Now, is there anything else I need to mention in this chapter? There probably is. And now see, these guys are grayed out because they're waiting, and I can't use them anymore. And I can still use Titania, but I don't want to, because it's fine. So I can just go into this menu, pressing A anywhere else, not on a unit or anything, and then select End. There you go. If there's for some reason you don't want to use all your units for something, you're just maybe doing one specific thing, then you could just do that. Oh yes, there is one thing that I did not mention yet. That is, I can maybe actually show it off here in a moment. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see here. I believe, Boyd, I want you to go up here and possibly take this guy out, if you can hit. Attack my minion! You're not my minion, no, no. I'm sorry, But there you go, awesome. And then, let's see, what can we do with this guy? Ike, can you attack him? Yeah, I'll risk it. If he crits now, that's gonna be a little bothersome. But we'll see. It's a 3% chance, it's unlikely, but you never know. There we go. And now, I'm gonna have Oscar go up here and stand adjacent to Boyd. Now you might be able to notice that 3% crit is now a 10. Whenever Oscar and Boyd are directly adjacent to one another, they both get a 10% increase crit chance. So that could be very helpful sometimes if you want to make use of that. And right here, let's see how it goes. We're definitely gonna kill him. Hopefully, maybe, if we hit, that is. That's one hit. And there you go. Awesome. Alright, just one boss left to kill, and then we will be golden. So how are we going to do that? Well, we'll find a way. And Titania, you can still just stand around mostly. Also, if you hold down B and move about, then you can do it a little bit faster if you want to get from all the way up here, all the way down to the other corner. So, but right now, we're gonna end turn. And nothing's gonna happen. Now let's see, how are we going to do this? I think actually I want to see, what can you do? Boyd, you can do a certain something. Actually, well not Boyd, that's Oscar. Blech, what the hell? Actually, Boyd, you stand up here for a moment. And then, let's see if we get lucky and maybe get a little bit of crit chance. We might. Also, that wonderful boss theme music. Yes, I'm looking for a fight with you, because I'm gonna beat your ass. Oh, damn it with me skipping the thing. I'm so impatient. Oh, no crit right now. Eventually we'll see some crits at some point. I'm sure we will. Alright, and Ike, what can you do? You can do a bit of double attacking, and yeah, that's good. You do that. Also, as you saw there, the boss has some dialogue whenever someone engages him, and usually there's also some special dialogue if you attack him or her, attack the boss with Ike, because Ike is the leader, kinda, of the mercenary group, because he's the protagonist. So he's considered the leader. At certain points, there might be some bosses that have unique dialogue with someone as well. Also, that was a crit! That was yeah, that was a crit! Alright, so that was, what, 18 damage done because he did 6, and then a crit chance times 3. So there you go, another level up for Ike. And we have killed every one of the enemies. Again, wow. This is not gonna end well now, is it? And we also get an iron axe. My goodness. Well, now we just need to get Ike to stand over here. But I also just quickly, I'll give this iron axe to Boyd. Might as well. And nothing else to do, so go over here. We get the option to siege. So we'll do that. And clear the map. And victory is ours! Yes, indeed, that is the end of it, Titania. We are quite glorious, yes we are. Titania looks awesome, though. Red hair, green eyes, that armor, just... I love it. So beautiful. Really now? My goodness, Ike, you are so impressive, yes indeed. Yes, you do. A long way, but eventually we'll get there. And we're gonna get past 30-minute mark. But, whatever. It's fine. It's not too long, but that's what happens when I talk too much and try to explain all these things. So what? Also, Titania, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You can't just say things like that. You can't do that. Uh-huh. Family secrets, maybe? Yeah, it was quite alright. It was very flashy. He did a crit. That was flashy as all hell. Now there are other crit animations and such that are more fancy, but we'll get to those eventually. Boyd. Boyd, you are so terrible. No, you're not. I actually like Boyd, he's okay. And Boyd is the only fighter class that you're going to get. So, if you want another fighter, then tough luck, you won't. Because Boyd's the only one in the game. So there you go. There are, of course, other Axe users, but it's not quite the same now, is it? And maybe, yes, bonus experience gained. Now, this changes depending on the chapter, and right here, you would be getting, there's a certain turns to clear, so the game would like you to be able to complete this chapter in 4 turns. If you did complete it in 4 turns or less, then you would be getting 200 bonus experience, and every turn above that, so I got to 6 turns, I'd be losing 10 bonus experience, so that's 20 in total. So there you go, and other times there's gonna be some other things that's gonna go into the bonus experience. I don't know, I've been talking so much right now. Like, you just cleared the chapter, you get some bonus experience, or if you did something special in the chapters, but we'll get to those eventually. And if you are on easy, you get 50% more, so that would be 300. And on hard, it would just be 100 with minus 50%. So there you go. And that was the end of that, and this episode as well. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, see ya later.